So recap of January and February. New tools we talked about in January were cut silences, so ways to edit your videos and cut out those awkward silences within Instagram and TikTok when you're doing short video content. The fact that auto scroll is a new feature on most apps, meaning that the time you have to hook somebody onto your video and make them pay attention is very, very short and it keeps dropping. Watch time is the big thing that people are concerned with videos going viral. They want to know that people are watching the majority of your video, if not all of it, so that these algorithms can organically promote those videos. Algorithm reset. This is something that is new to a lot of creators and people on Instagram and TikTok, where you can create your algorithm yourself instead of the app creating it for you. A lot of the time, the algorithm you would like, I know for me, I receive something from my friend. They think it's funny. I click on it. I'm like, that's not really that funny. But then my For You page is all about that same content. It's like, well, I didn't ask for this. So now the apps are giving us the opportunity to edit our algorithms ourselves. And then preview. Kelly, yes, I can email you last month's recording as well. Preview is the opportunity to preview your content and share that preview with other people. So for example, if you're on a team or you're working with me on your social media, then you can send a copy of that before you post that content just to get other people's opinions, which is kind of cool. So that was January. February, Scott and I had gone to the Buzz conference at the end of January. So then after that, first week of February, we all met and talked about the problems with AI content and over automation. The fact that something called AI slop, which is obvious AI content that is not well done, is taking over the internet. And people are tired of it. And they are going to be doing the opposite, and it's going to be a complete 180 to watching authentic content that basically just looks like someone putting up their phone, recording a video or taking a picture, and it's like you're on FaceTime with somebody. That's what people want. They want that organic, natural, authentic content instead of this over automation and over AI content. The other thing we talked about was investing in videos. So one example that I want to talk about is anyone that's been with Realty Executives for a while before 2015. There was an owner and his name was Rich Rector. And after 2015, Rich decided to just be his own agent, his own broker, instead of running the company. And I actually got a call from him 2 weeks ago. He's been following our content on YouTube and Instagram and started asking me about social media. Rich, if I had to guess, would be 75 maybe. And he called me because he knows that, business is down everywhere. He wants to get into video marketing and he wanted help. He wanted feedback. So he is somebody that is not Gen Z, not a millennial, but understands the opportunity that is in video marketing. And he has such a niche concept. He basically wants to be a real estate ambassador. And because he's based in the US, a lot of families, send their kids to different schools in different states, or their parents live in a different state, etc. And because Rich knows so many agents across the US and Canada, he's going to become a real estate ambassador, someone you can call and he can refer you to the exact right person for what you're looking for. So he wanted to do video marketing in that. And I wanted to bring this up because that's someone that I never thought would be interested in video marketing, let alone social media in general. And in fact, he's someone that understands the opportunity that's there and he's diving right in. So if you're not investing in videos with your time, maybe not your money, but just your time, you're missing out on a huge opportunity. And then the last thing we talked about last month was the blueprint for human plus AI collaboration. That blueprint being identifying a problem or a situation that needs work, finding the expert in that niche, and adding their notes and their expertise into ChatGPT, into Gemini, whatever AI platform you use, and asking it to create a solution, whether that's a script, a video, a game plan, whatever it is, and that becomes your blueprint for your solution. So those are some of the things we talked about. And now we're going to get into the actual content that you're going to be using now that you know the new tools and what people are needing to see and what they don't want to see. So first thing you need to know is that it's always okay to rewatch and relearn. These last two have been great. They've been monthly, but I've also done a 6-week social media power hour right at the end of 2025. That's 6 videos that went into everything about Instagram, TikTok, videos, YouTube, everything. And that's all on our YouTube channel. I will send it out with this recording, but that's at Realty Executives Regional on YouTube. And you can always go back and relearn. You can always reach out to me if there's a specific question or a problem that you're coming up with and you need a solution for. Actually, at 11 a.m. today, I have a meeting with someone that it's probably about once a year we meet and just go over social media, remind her what the tools are, what she should be doing. And she knows it's important. So she takes that time, even just once a year, to have that one-on-one meeting. So with the things we're talking about today, if you do only one of these things, you don't even have to do all of them, just one of them consistently, your business will change. That is not only me talking, that's every coach I've watched, that's every marketing agency I've listened to, that's everyone online that does this, that sees the result, even if you just do one of these things. So the first one, conversations, not content. And I put an estimated time here, 15 minutes a day. So if you're going to do this, carve out 15 minutes a day. I can guarantee you, I personally spend more than 15 minutes a day mindlessly scrolling, doing nothing on Instagram and Facebook. So I'm sure I can find the time to do this. Conversations, not content. What do I mean by this? So this idea I found online and I really like it. Local businesses in common. So going on to Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube and searching a local business in your area, such as a gym, coffee shop, restaurant, or a hidden gem that maybe you know about or you've heard of. Next thing you can do is click on their followers tab and find people who fit the profile of your clientele. So maybe this is young or growing families, older parents, grandparents, whoever looks like they may be someone that fits your clientele. You want to click on their profile and send that person a direct message and start a conversation with them based on your common interest. So the example I have here is, hey, Julia, my name is Michelle. Your profile came across my page because we both follow Ce Soir, which is a restaurant in Oakville. I love that place. Do you have any other recommendations for restaurants in Oakville? So the reason this works is because A, you're starting a conversation based on a common interest, but you're doing it, as you can see in the bottom corner here, you're doing it from your real estate account. So you don't even have to say that you're a realtor or that you're in real estate. They'll know because it's in your username. B, you are actually getting good information about the area that you serve. If this turns out to be nothing and all they do is actually send you a recommendation and then say, I'm not interested in real estate, then at least you have another recommendation for the area when people ask. And C, the worst thing that can happen is they don't respond at all. What's the harm lost? At least you tried, you reached out. So I really liked this idea because it's more about building relationships, not transactions. And that's what we've been talking about. And especially like I think about Nancy, I think about Alroy, when you're in these smaller areas and smaller towns and you have people from the GTA coming in, that's a great opportunity to reach out to people in your area. And even just at, like, if you're going to the post office, you're going to the coffee shop and say, maybe someone you see there or works there, I've been looking for recommendations for XYZ for my clients that move here. Do you have any? Like that's just an open discussion. That's nothing about real estate. You're just starting to build that connection based on local interests. Anyone have any thoughts on this?
I think it's a great idea, and I do try to do some of that. I There's a local bread place that keeps getting shout outs because it's at the end of my street, and I commented on their stuffed pretzels, which are crazy good, and they said thank you. So, you end up in the visual noise of Instagram and all the people that are on their page, and it's a good way of reaching out. It doesn't take that long. Like you're right, 15 minutes a day would be probably more than enough.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, and like that's the point, right? Just getting in the visual of people in your community and the local businesses. You know those people are in your community because they know about the businesses. So that's great. Or at least they've visited your area. So number two, connections, not comments. And Julia, great segue. It's like you saw my presentation beforehand. Nope. So this one estimated 5 minutes a day. So now we're only up to 20 minutes a day. So connections, not comments. I know when I started, maybe in, I think my first introduction to social media marketing might have been in 2016, 2017, when I used to work during the summer at Realty Executives. You guys used to have those meetings. I think it was Wednesday meetings or Tuesday meetings about social media. And one of the things that I remember was as long as you like 10 posts and you comment 5 times on anything, you'll be fine. Your profile will be out there. So I want to dive deeper into this because everyone knows that. So if you're only commenting something like fire emojis or thumbs up or something like that, people know it's fake. People know what you're doing. So you want to be making a connection. You want to be actually be using words. So taking the time to write out if it's, a cool post or something that they've purchased, whatever. Wow, where did you find this? Or as Julia is talking about, commenting about a specific item at that store, that gets you a lot more attention and makes your profile more visible than just making a emoji comment. And there's actually a picture of me on this slide. So this is Audrey. So Audrey and I met finally face to face at the Buzz conference. But the reason this started was because she just started commenting on my stuff, but not with a bunch of emojis or anything like that. It was actual genuine comments being like, "Oh, I love this, great advice," or whatever. So it was actual words. And then she would reach out and say, "Oh, I'm also at the Treb conference. Do you guys have a booth?" Like, etc. So that actually built to a relationship and built a business relationship based off of that. So now I know the areas she works. She is one of the top people I think about in a specific niche. I know for her, dogs are a huge thing. She has one. She works with a lot of dog charities and stuff like that. So that's what I think about when I think of her and her business. But that's a fruitful business relationship, all based off the fact that she took the time to comment in insightful things instead of just, making those comments with emojis and getting her 5 comments a day in there on her algorithm. Does this make sense? Does anyone else find that they get a lot of comments or see a lot of comments that are just a bunch of emojis that maybe don't have anything to do specifically with what the person is saying? Yeah, you
Yeah,
see.
you see that a lot, and you really do see that a lot. But you can't underestimate how powerful the whole you tell two friends type of thing is. That old hair commercial from the 60s or 50s or wherever it was. But I mean, last week I was at a, if you can believe this, a makeup party, and I looked up the table, and there was a woman there who I thought lived in Montreal, and I follow her on Instagram because she's just so cool. And it ends up she's just a friend of a friend. And she ended up getting invited to the same thing. And I fangirled her. I'm like, oh my gosh, I follow you on Instagram. You are so cool. And she replied by saying, so you've seen me in my underwear. So and she just puts on outfits. That's her thing.
Yeah.
But it's very powerful. Like you have no idea how you can get connected. So
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So the third one we're going to talk about is answer real questions, not fake news. I don't know about you, but I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant here. Anyone else seeing a ton of fake news about the real estate market, especially on Facebook? Yeah. I have actually started unfollowing a few people, none of whom work for Realty Executives because we don't act like that. But it's just the noise, the constant noise from people. It's so negative and it's rumors and it's all this stuff and it's not helpful. And it doesn't help that positivity. It doesn't help the belief in the industry that we're in, that there are good people and there are good situations happening and there's opportunity out there. And that's what you should be hearing. And those are the topics you should be talking about. So, on that, answering real questions, not fake news. Answering the people. So, every day people search for answers to their real estate questions. But what if instead of some real estate, in quotes, news article grabbing their attention, you did instead? Does anyone remember the story we told about Tina Klein's video coming up on ChatGPT? So she had done this interview style video with her, and it was put on YouTube, and the title was something along the lines of um, downsizing in Rexdale or something like that. And when someone searched up on ChatGPT, best real estate agent in Rexdale to work with seniors, Tina Klein's video came up in ChatGPT, which is pretty cool. And she got that lead and she got that deal. So that was awesome. And that was all because she was actually answering a specific question that people are searching up. So, yes, people search up questions all the live long day, but how do you figure out which question you should be answering? Well, the first step is you can go to answerthepublic.com. This is a site we've talked about utilizing for years. This is something that Realty Executives International actually told me about back in maybe 2022 when we went to Nashville. But answerthepublic.com is a site that you can go on and you can put in a category. So, for example, putting in real estate. And when you put in real estate and click search, you'll see a big wheel come up and you'll see the most asked questions that start with the word where. Then you'll see the most asked questions that start with the word how, and etc. And you can pick any of those and just start creating content based off of it. And I say just start creating content like everyone's got something going on in their brain creatively, but that's what we use AI for, to get those scripts and based off of that. And you can also use AI platforms to tell you what people in that area are searching up. Now, the reason I say answerthepublic.com before AI is because answerthepublic.com will have more up-to-date information. A lot of the AI platforms don't have as much up-to-date information unless you're paying for it. So answerthepublic.com would be my first course of action. So, oh, went too far. So for example, you can just ask ChatGPT, what are the top 5 questions people in the GTA have about real estate? And then you can create content that answers those questions and answer those questions. If you're using YouTube, answer them right in the title. And if you're using Instagram, TikTok, etc., answer them in the caption as well as in the video or the carousel post that you're making. If the question is, what is the best time to buy a house? Then the title of a video would be, here's when you don't want to buy a house. Because that brings in a lot of speculation about, ooh, when do I not want to buy a house? It's the curiosity, it's the hook. Does this make sense? Yep. Okay. So we're going to talk about the 5 categories that generate organic leads. So this is content that you would create for either Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, with keeping in mind that video marketing does the best and YouTube does the best for search engine purposes because it's a child of Google. So if you're Googling something, YouTube videos will come up. So keeping that in mind. I'm not going to force everyone to do videos. You do what makes you feel comfortable, but keep that in mind. And I know Alroy is a great example of that, stepping out of kind of his comfort zone and getting into YouTube videos and stuff. I keep getting all the notifications. I've subscribed. Alroy, how are the videos going?
They're doing okay, getting a lot of views, not many leads yet, but takes time.
It
Takes
does.
time.
It
I
does.
have people stopping me say they saw my Instagram video, and I'm looking at them like, which one? Because it's all auto posted, and I forget what day they're coming out. But yeah, it's coming along. It's
Yeah.
visibility, right? People remember you're out there.
It's visibility. And can I ask how long have you been doing these?
Started just before Christmas, 2 weeks before Christmas. So I think I've
Okay.
got a couple thousand views on my YouTube page already. So it's coming. It's
Yeah.
coming.
So let's say 3 months, maybe.
Yeah.
And what I've heard from a lot of the coaches, a lot of the data that I've pulled is that consistency is not going to work for at least 6 months. But what happens after that, once you start getting those leads after 6 months, then the algorithm starts organically boosting your old content based on the higher number of people that are seeing your new content. I know on my Instagram, it does the same thing. I start interacting with someone's profile. All of a sudden, I'm seeing a video from theirs from like December 5th. Excuse me, December 5th. And I mean, the content doesn't make any sense because it's Christmas related, but it's because I've now interacted with their current content that the algorithm's like, oh, great, you like this person. Here's more of their content.
Yeah, but the trick is with YouTube is to be consistent. If YouTube sees that you're posting every week or every 2 weeks, it'll start to recommend you. And I'm at that point right now where apparently it's starting to recommend my videos. So yeah, and then you get in front of new people.
Yes, exactly. Um, Outright is kind of off topic, but can I ask, have you gotten any hate comments yet?
One or two, but it's kind of off topic. I mean, Barry's got well, I wouldn't say Barry alone has a problem with homeless people, but we have some of them, and some people comment on that because they'll say something like, "Oh, you're a realtor, just promoting housing. We have homeless people. There's not enough houses. I can't do anything about it." I don't acknowledge those comments. I just let them go.
So the reason I bring this up is because I've started posting from a business level, Scott's Reels on Realty Executives Regional YouTube page. So they come up as YouTube Shorts. And I've noticed that as I'm doing, as you said, consistently, I'm doing it at least once a week. I started getting higher views. With those higher views, I'm also starting to get hate comments. Again, not about me or my content, just about real estate in general. And what makes me laugh is that comments actually equal engagement, and engagement boosts my video more. So I don't particularly care.
I'm the same feed. If it don't
Yep.
care, just see it. Who cares? Keep moving on.
Yep.
Thanks for commenting because now your friends saw it.
Exactly. Okay, so 5 categories that generate organic leads. So again, based on consumer data, the first one is location content. So we have some bullet points here and some titles that you could utilize. Pros and cons of living in a city. What they don't tell you about living in South River. I've seen a lot of these with that hook. And it's like, ooh, what don't they tell you? And then it's just like all the good things, right? That you know too many of your neighbors or something like that. And so I love those. Don't move to Muskoka unless you can deal with this. Again, kind of that curiosity of like, ooh, what do I have to deal with in Muskoka?
See my latest YouTube video? I think I had that right in my title.
Yep. If I had visitors in Oakville, this is where I would take them. I live in Oakville, so that kind of again puts me in a position of, oh, well, she knows her area. That's the area she serves. I'm using keywords in my content that generate people back to me that live in that area. Um, it's funny how hashtags have really gone away and your content, the words that you use are so important. One of my friends is a bodybuilder and a personal trainer. And he hasn't posted in a while and he's back on Instagram posting. And he posted this video and I thought for sure this video is going to go to the wrong audience because it's kind of negative and this is not going to do well. Boy, was I wrong. That video went to exactly who identified with that video. No comments, not a very long caption. And he just has the phone in front of his face and he's just talking about a very niche topic of bodybuilding. And it went to exactly the right people. About 100 comments in, I realized everyone that commented knew exactly what he was talking about and they benefited from that video. So I thought that was really cool. Just goes again to show you that the apps are smart. They will push your content as long as you're consistent and the content is valuable. Number two, dream of a listing is what I've called it. So these I've started to see a lot, and I did actually do one like this for 15 Venture Way. And the one I did for Venture Way was something along the lines of um, didn't realize the only thing I needed was to move away from the city to feel better. And it's, the parks and the greenery and like the big houses and stuff like that. And it got a lot of traction, which I liked, and it got a lot of shares. Um, so some of them I've included here. Turns out I just needed to move to a cozy town to feel good again, or something like that. Um, Financial breakdown of purchasing whatever the listing address is, these do very well. People want to know where their money's going and who could afford to live here. Sell the lifestyle, not the renovations. As much as the interior of the house is probably nice or has potential, it's the lifestyle that people want to see and talk about and learn about, and what is their life going to be if they move to this city. Has anyone seen videos like this? I know I called it like dream of a listing, but these are some videos I've seen and that they're doing well with engagement, shares, questions about the listing. Number three, niche market update. So market updates are great, but every realtor is posting what's going on in the GTA and in Canada. When you are thinking about your content and thinking, what are people searching? What questions are they asking? They are asking about a very specific area. What's going on in XYZ city or town? So other than, here's how much it would cost you to live at this address, you want to be talking about here's what's going on with the listing down the street you know, from me or from this school or from this like city hall or whatever. And you want to be specific with it. You want to talk about, while we're seeing a lot of people, selling their cottages in this area, or they're now starting to come into the city based on XYZ, stuff like that. So yes, market updates, but very niche and using those keywords. Number four, comparison content. Comparing living in two different cities or neighborhoods. A lot of the time, I know for my own clients, buyer clients, renting clients, it's they're like, well, what's really the difference between living here and here? They're right beside each other. What's going to benefit me more? Is it a cost breakdown? Is it a transit difference? What is it? And people want to know. So for example, a title I came up with was Best to Buy Oakville versus Burlington. A lot of the time people are like, well, am I on the edge of Oakville? Should I be in Burlington? Is that too far? When really it's not. So I thought that was a good one. The difference 10 kilometers can make. And again, whether that's price or school zone, transit, whatever that may be. And the point is to answer the questions that people are asking or people are searching up. And the last one I have here is called Ask AI. Now, this one I totally stole off one of the coaches I watch, but the first part is assign AI a task to complete and be specific. So the prompt is create a 5-minute video script for a comparison video about the benefits of living in Oakville and Burlington in 2025 as a first-time homebuyer. Next, you want to specify the flow of the video of the script with examples from other agents that are creating content and getting great engagement. So you can actually post the links to YouTube videos, Instagram accounts, whatever you're using, and tell ChatGPT, use the video link below as a template. And then keep control of the script by editing and reviewing to ensure it sounds accurate and sounds like you. After that, you take the script, you shoot your video. It does not have to be anything fancy. There's a ton of different ways to create video content. Elizabeth actually does it just by propping her phone up on either her laptop or a bunch of books and does it in the comfort of her own home. And that works for her. And that's how she does her content. You can hire outside help. I know it is helpful in definitely consistency and editing. But you don't have to. There's always ways to do it. So that is my kind of breakdown of tips for lead generation in creating content and getting leads to flow into your system and you connecting with outside opportunities from your database. Before I move on to our challenge, does anyone have any questions or comments? No. Okay. So, 7-step 30-day challenge. Because we only meet once a month, we're going to step into a challenge for spring. So you're going to choose one platform to go all in on. One platform I find that a lot of people are trying to understand all of the algorithms, trying to understand all of the platforms. And maybe they don't want to do videos, maybe they don't want to do TikTok, etc., but they're trying to be everywhere all at the same time. What this challenge is going to do, it's going to make you understand the algorithm of one specific platform by creating content that is based for that platform. So you're going to choose one platform. You're going to optimize your SEO on that platform. So you're going to update your bio. You're going to make sure your profile picture is up to date. Your call to action is in your bio, that you have that link, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, whatever, it's on your website, it's in your email, it's everywhere. Then you are going to batch content once a week. So for example, if you're doing videos, you're going to prop your phone up and you're going to ask ChatGPT, or you're going to come to me and say, I need 5 scripts for this type of topic. I'm like, okay, great. So we get them together, you film the content or you create the content on Canva, and you're going to post 3 to 4 times a week on one platform. You're going to engage with 10 accounts daily, whether that's reaching out to those local business followers, whether it's leaving a comment that leads to conversation, something like that. You're going to review your analytics weekly. So probably the day that you create that batch content, go into your analytics either on YouTube, Instagram, whatever account you're using, And you're going to figure out, okay, what is my age here? What is my gender? Who's watching my content? Does the age reflect what I'm talking about? Or is my audience much younger or much older than the content I'm creating? And do I need to change it? Then you're going to be prepared to share the outcome of your consistency or challenge roadblocks with us on April 7th, which is the next time we will be meeting. I do have a surprise for you. I'm not going to be sharing it on my screen, but I do have a full document that has all the prompts you need, the more detail about this 30-day challenge, day 1 to 30. And you guys will be receiving that again with the recording of this video. And it will really, really help you find those topics to talk about and make posting 3 to 4 times a week seem totally fine. Questions, comments, anything like that? No?
Sounds like a challenge.
Yes, I'm also in this. Okay. So I am also challenging myself. I've started doing some videos on Instagram. I do find that, especially right now, well, it might be over, but skiing every weekend. I don't think I'll be skiing in plus 14 degrees on Saturday. Sounds more like I would be swimming on the hill. But I do find that because I took the weekends off, that consistency kind of goes out the window. Like I would Monday to Thursday, I was filming every day in my car right after work, parked obviously. And filming every day. And then Friday hit, I drove up north, got to the office on Monday and was like, I have nothing to talk about. So it's like, okay, well, I have nothing to talk about because I didn't look. I didn't take the 5 or 10 minutes to research, go on to answerthepublic.com, go on to ChatGPT, figure out what first-time homebuyers are researching or talking about. So that's my own challenge too, and I'll be doing it with everybody. So yeah, I'm excited. I truly do hope and believe that your business, your profiles, your online engagement will change in 30 days. And I believe that it will build you future business. And I hope you guys believe that too. And I hope that this can be the first real stepping stone of finding that platform where you thrive in sharing your valuable information and getting those future business leads. All right. All right. Kelly, do you have any previous recordings of how to make videos, editing, etc.? I do. I can send those to you directly. They're linked on our YouTube, so I will definitely send those to you. But yeah, that's all from me today. I will be sharing the slide deck along with everything else. And I look forward to chatting with you guys in a month on our social media power hour. And every week, every Wednesday, we have our midweek mastery that I invite everyone to. It's really fun. We all get together to share what's going on in the business. Scott does some ninja selling techniques and coaching, so that's really fun. And yeah, just share problems and solutions, and I just like seeing everyone. It's fun. But yeah, that's all from me. Thank you guys for taking the time out of your day, and I will see you all in a month.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks,
Of course.
Michelle.